Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another amazing episode of Get In, Get Fit. Today, we are actually having the 49th episode. I'm sure you all must be wondering, I sent you the invite for 43. And how come it is 49, right? Because we have Pamper Yourself series, which we started only after our 25th Silver Jubilee celebrations in January. And we started the first Pamper Yourself series on February 13th. Close to Valentine's Day. And so we have 6 series of that, and that is how 43 plus 6 is 49. And it gives me an immense pleasure to have an expert speaker who's very close to my heart, because one of the runs, he was my pacer. And that was the day when actually just a week before I had a fracture on my leg, on my knee rather. So I was not, allowed to run. So I said, okay, I have already booked my slot and I have collected the bib. So I will walk. It's okay if I, don't finish on time or anything. Here, I just don't want to miss that, the euphoria which is there in the marathon. So I had a very good friend of mine, Meera. I hope Govind Mama remembers both of us. And we were the last ones on his bus. And we were the last ones to finish also. So you can imagine we could barely walk the last 500 meters, but it's just because of him that we, threaded along, because he was such an amazing person. And we had a lot of conversations as we had that run. So I can never forget those special moments. So it's always, it's not that you have to be always in the forefront. You can be at the back bench and still have fun. And I have one more exciting news to share, because we are on the verge of celebrating our Golden Jubilee celebrations on July 10th. And I take this moment to invite all of you for that session. We might be going even YouTube live, because we are having an amazing response. And this is the first time we are going on YouTube live, if that really happens. And I'm super excited because of that. And it's all because of each one of you sitting here. I don't think I would have spelled success without each one of you. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And with no further ado, I want to introduce our expert speaker for the day, Mr. Govindarajan Krishnan. He started running from June 2012, and now also he's a runner. Along with that, he's an avid pacer in most of the prestigious marathons, and he's participated in Chennai, Chicago, Mumbai, New Delhi, New York, Boston, Bangalore, London, Kolkata, Yerkad. I guess I'm, breathless counting the number of cities he has run the marathons. And he has over 300 plus events on his credit list, out of which 84 of them are full marathons and 115 of them are half marathons and 16 are ultra marathons. And he is a qualified B Farm and has done his management from XLRI Chennai, and he's presently working in TCS. So, it is such a proud moment for all of us, because many a times people say that when you get into a corporate world, you don't have time for yourself, or you either have to choose between the two. So we're going to hear Govind Mama, that's how we call him. So Govind Mama's life story, how he chose fitness, and how he's able to balance the best of both worlds, being in the corporate world and fitness for himself. So over to you, Mama. We are waiting to hear from you. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vidya. Good morning, everyone. So I'm actually delighted to be talking to you. So in fact, normally I always get delighted when I'm in the running track or on the roads, when I get to see most of you. For a change, I'm meeting and sitting and probably talking to you. But nevertheless, habits die hard. So what I'm going to do, what I thought was that we have about 50 minutes. So how much distance we can cover? So I thought probably I'm a slow pacer. So probably I can do a 6-kilometer run with all of you. So probably we will probably discuss on my running journey, how it all started, and then how it moved to pacing, all that stuff. I can probably do that in a 6 kilometer run, because anything for me is kind of now has become have to do some to do with running. So, and also the I am the 49th speaker, Vidya said. So anything above 42 excites me. You guys know the number, anything 21, 42, these are the numbers. So I'm happy that, I've been chosen. Probably 49. So they're giving me one more chance. Probably I should do one more and do an ultra. So nevertheless, but again, very excited to be here. So let me start. Okay. It all started when I am a very avid runner, as you know, but that's now. But I am a very avid eater. I eat quite a bit, and then I put on a lot of weight. And as I my work used to take a lot of time, so it's all weekdays, lot of work. Then Saturday, Sunday, typically it is all party time. Work hard, party hard, and with the result that I put on a lot of weight. That so sometime in 2012, just before I turned 50, I didn't realize that, of course, at that time. So I thought I should do something about this, because it's really becoming a problem in office. Even for climbing 2 stairs, I'm always taking the lift. Why am I doing all this? So that's what I said. Then I said, okay, fine, let me do this. I contacted my Guru Swami, the Ayyappan Guru Swami. I said, I'm going to put Malai 2 months ahead of time. And he said, why? No, that's the discipline. Then I will probably get to walk. So I will probably do that. So he said, go ahead. So first day, sometime in June 2012, I got up in the morning. I went for a walk. Walking was not much difficult. So I did from Adyar. I went to Besan Nagar. But first day was okay. 2-3 days after walking, I thought, I saw a lot of people, not a lot of people running. So I thought, why I can't, I should also start running. So I did about 100-meter run, and very slow run. People used to mock at me, saying that even the Bullock guy, or the guys pass you, probably that very slow run. So 100 meters, 200 meters, it all started. So gradually I started liking it, with the result that the first thing what happened was I started getting up early. I used to sleep late and get up late, but I started getting up early and going for a walk, or going for that walk run. It started exciting me. So say and sometime during July 2012, after one month, I started increasing my distance from here. I used to get up in the morning and then go up to either Besan Nagar or up to Marina or this side of Raj Bhavan. One day, the bug bit me so hard that I got up at around 3 o'clock in the morning. So nothing. So everyone was sleeping. I was terrified to wake up my wife and saying that I'm going for a run. Thought probably it may lead to a divorce. So I thought might as well not disturb her. And I also did not have my wallet and my mobile. So I sneaked out at around 4 o'clock. Started running. I started running, and then went up to Sholinganallur, where with my office, across my office, Sholinganallur. I thought while coming back, I'll go and ask my security guy for some money, and then take a bus and then come back home. But then after crossing my office, I thought the state I was in, the guy may think, what this guy is up to, the so shabby and all that. So I started walking back. So within 4 hours, I did about 30 kilometers, and with no money, with no mobile and no money. So I was mentioning this to one Mr. Ramesh in TCS. Then he said, then Govind, you are all set for a marathon. So I said, what was that? Then at that time, Peter was doing the first, the half marathon, Buckingham marathon in 2012. So I joined, and the first one was good. So at that time, I got introduced to Harican. So the next one, the bug bit me so hard that I wanted to do a full marathon. At that time, they started the Chennai marathon was starting. So Hari said, no way, no, you cannot do that. It's only 2 months. How can you do? First, you do 35 kilometers and tell me. Then I will probably, we can think about it. So I must do a disclaimer here. What all I am saying here, it applies only to me. please don't try this at home is the serious thing I want to say, because a lot of things what I do, I don't think probably any sane person who should do, or probably should try. Probably you can try, because runners are kind of insane only, but now all of us know that. But I probably my degree of insanity is little less. So that same day when Hari told me that 35 kilometers you do, same day I started running at around 10 o'clock, and then morning around 4 o'clock I finished, and I called Hari. I said I finished 42 kilometers. Hari said, "You're gone nuts. Go and register yourself." So I registered for the full marathon 2012, and I did my first full marathon. And then at the time, Bib Bala was doing a 12 by 42. So I joined him most of the days. Somehow running became a part of me at the time, I must say. So what was happening is, slowly I could get away from this partying and all that, because what I found was that, again, this applies to me. Partying or probably having some drink and then running, both don't go together. So for me, either it is drinking or it is running. I chose probably running is better. Running is always better. The hangover is positive, whereas so I compared all of that. I said fine. So slowly I gave up drinking, those things, and of course with the delight of people at home. And I must so, but I delighted them in one way, but I started nagging them by doing running, and then I started pestering them to join me for runs. So in 2013, when Bib Bala did his school runners run, so I had my children also join me and do the run. So slowly, without knowing, again, I must say here, there was no structured approach to the whole thing. What I did was, unknowingly, I was following a structured approach, meaning that I thought, if you have to run, if you have to reduce my weight, I have to do some exercise, I have to cut down on food. So though what people advocate, or what health professionals say, I was doing it unknowingly rather than consciously. So so it had an impact. From 84 kilos, I went down to, of course, a very drastic. Again, I went down to even to 58 kilos. I went down. Of course, looking very pathetic, and people used to ask, "Are you all right? What's wrong with you?" and all that. So, and then I started running in 2013. But at that time only, what happens is, when these things happen in running, in any chosen field for that matter, complacency slowly sets in. So slowly I started probably started eating more. I thought, I will eat more and run more, probably nothing will happen. Somehow I had that notion that if you run more and eat more, everything will get metabolized or whatever will happen, so you can do that. But I did not realize that in running that doesn't work. In fact, it has a negative effect. Probably whatever energy or probably calorie you burn, by eating more, you are probably increasing the whole thing. So you have to be sensible in your eating is the key takeaway. I keep on learning, because I say saying is easy, but I fail all the time, because again, now I'm going to come to that as well. So 2013 again, from 58 again, I went up to 70 kilos. So again, as my sister-in-law used to say, you're like a gas balloon. Either you bloat or you shrink. So that was the thing. But underlying thing, friends, I must say, somehow I was conditioned and determined to take up, and somehow I was following that routine or that discipline I got in mind. I had, and I thought I should probably never ever quit running, because that has added some new dimension in my life, in terms of not only giving joy or probably networking and all that, but some kind of an inner peace, some kind of a thinking potential, some latent thing what I have about I used to write, but never used to write the way I used to do now. Only running brought out all those things. Running let out a lot of inhibitions in me, getting close to people. Though I'm not an introvert, but I take time to probably mingle with people. But running, when it comes to running, for me, everyone is Anna. I'm going to be 60 next year, but I call even a 30-year-old Anna, or probably for 20. So that's that way I am. And so all thanks to running. So I said, running has given me that. So somehow I was determined that I should never quit running, and I have to keep doing that again and again and regularly. But that's where things won't happen, because there are work pressure, there are other things. And the easiest thing is to give excuses. Okay, so that also happens. It's even for professionals, serious professionals, all those people, it happens. So no wonder that it also happened to me. So I thought many a times, I used to think in sometime in 2013-14 that I can always get back. It's question of time. But it's not true. If you give up, in my case again, if I stop running for more than a week, it will take at least 3 weeks for me to get back to normal, to that pace. For me, showing up every day is the key, is the mantra. Showing up every day. If you don't show up for more than 2 days, I have a problem. For me, inertia sets in. So yes, I also believe that rest is absolutely important. Sleep is important. Quality of everything is important. But for me, what I've said is, if I don't show up, if I don't do some running or some activity, again, for me, again, stretching, all those things, I don't do weights, or I don't do weight of stretching, or a little bit only I do. But for me, everything is kind of running or walking. So if I don't follow that, it affects, that creates a problem for me. So I thought that I should probably do that. So I continued doing it. So down the line, I said, when I started running with people, as Ram Vishwanathan says, running solo is good, but running with company is even better. I started enjoying running with people, and at that time, dream runners wanted me to do pacing if possible. I have seen pacers running, but and during that time, I used to wonder, will I get a chance? And I always used to envy the last bus, or the last two buses, because that's where people take a lot of time. Whereas the first two buses, they need to be on time, and you don't have time to joke, or you don't have time to talk or breathe stuff. You'll be absolutely focused. But it doesn't mean that the other buses are not focused. It's focused with fun. So I thought I will probably do that, and I started enjoying running with people and also making people run. So because I started running 100 meters run and 100 meters walk, I always encourage people who are so conscious or so inhibited to run. I said, run with me. Come on, let's run from one lamppost to another. What you run at the slowest pace, whatever slowest pace, you give them the confidence. I found that giving them the confidence always helps. And once those people get that confidence that they can do it, then they are on their own. So that I found works. And then I also found that when you are pacing, or when you are pacing, or when you are running, you help people to understand their strengths, their potential. They very well know, especially those runners, when I talk, they very well know they cannot probably do a 10K in 1 hour, or 10K in 1 hour 10 minutes, or 21K is 2:30 and all that. But I give them the confidence, come what may, you will finish the half. I can assure you that. You will finish the half, or you will finish the 10K, or you will finish the full. Finishing is important. We are not going to get podium. Are you interested in podium? Then probably it's a different ballgame altogether. We are here to enjoy and a sense of pride, not to prove to anyone, to me, that it is possible. That sense of happiness to me, that sense of accomplishment. I say we can work together to do that. Then I took up pacing in a serious way. I reached out to a lot of the people, good friends, like Venkatraman Pichumani, Nagaraj Adiga, all those race directors, VPS, all those people, the Rajesh Vecha, all those people, and requested that if I can be given a pacing opportunity. God is so kind and friends are so good that I got those opportunities. So I started enjoying them, and I started running with them. I'm doing the pacing. And there are so many stories, I can say. So, when pacing, I have, when I paced sometime, I don't remember, it's 2017 or 18. In fact, I missed completing in 6 hours. The reason being, there was one gentleman, if I remember his name, Srivatsan, he said, sir, this is my first FM, sir. Sir. It's a dream from a long time. For some time, I thought, as a pacer, I'm not doing justice. But as a runner, I asked myself, I said, let me help him. Then I went ahead and said, come on, I'm going to miss it. But let the first pacer go. Hariharan sir was there. Hariharan sir will finish in time. Let me go with this guy and make him finish. So that was one thing I really enjoyed. So pacing is one thing I enjoyed and I still enjoy. And also, but I do enjoy pacing only in the last 2 buses. Because if I try doing it for a 4.5 or a 5-hour bus, I have to focus on myself. Probably I should not run out of breath. I should, so it would be, the focus would be more on me rather than the co-runners. That's what I found. So I said, let me take the bus which is comfortable for me. For me, running comes secondary there. It is attending to other people and do that. Despite that, my close friends say in many of the events, the first half distance, I probably do it in a way so that I have time to probably run with them and take as many runners in the, to the finish line. So that was my pacing story. Then I should also tell you that I've had opportunities and run 4 international marathons thanks to my company. I did New York Marathon thrice. So those things really. I should also say that if you sustain the habit, things come to you. It may take time, but it will definitely come to you. Having run in New York or Boston, where temperatures are totally down and all, one thing I found that if you keep running, because going from Chennai, I landed in New York on a Friday evening. I really struggled with the cold weather and all that. I must tell you this story. I don't know. I've told many people in New York what happens in international marathons when it's so cold. People, when they're waiting, they used to put their jacket and other thing. And when they start running, they used to discard the jacket and keep running. And I was the one. There was a runner who's running in front of me. He was discarding his jacket. I picked up the jacket and put it. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I was feeling so cold. I'm not so used to this. I'm not used to this at all." And people, so I all the way I used to. I was wearing the jacket and running in New York. But there also I was determined. There was a time, I was thinking that after 21 kilometers, the cramps hit me very hard. So I was thinking that what's going to happen. So then I said, no, timing is not important for me. Finishing is important. Let me finish it. Come what may, I should finish it. So I did it. So to me, the goals in running, which I would want to pass on to everyone in this team, whoever is listening, is that more than running is important. Records are important. Definitely, all that are important, individual goals. But make sure that you finish whatever you take up. You finish. And running is one thing which will definitely help you a long way in your life as well. Because when you're running a marathon, within 42 kilometers and within 6 hours, so many things happen. You see a lot of people on the road doing a lot of activities. Your body undergoes a lot of changes. You may get dehydrated. You may get thirsty. You may get so many things happen. But your end goal is what drives you in. In Chennai, in one of the marathons, I was a 6-hour pacer. Within 4 kilometers, I was so drenched. I thought that I cannot finish this marathon. I was so worried, I must say. But come what may, I said then the thing what I told myself is, again, the same story what I used to do. Lamppost to lamppost. Let's do 2 lampposts running and 1 lamppost walk. So you start talking to yourself. That inner listen to your body is one thing what they say. So I'm going to talk about that as well. So I did that. So what I'm trying to say is finishing and accomplishing the goal, come what may, has to be entrenched in your mind very, 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 very clearly. Once you have that in mind, very rarely you will end up not finishing. DNF, I don't think, touch wood, it has not happened so far. I'm not saying it may not happen. Definitely it may happen also, because it's after all a body, it's a machine, injuries you can get. But one thing, if you're determined to probably do that, invariably you end up finishing. Again, the one thing what people say about listening to your body. For me, listening to my body is not that if the body tells me, no, no, you cannot do, no, no. Listening to body is body will pain. If I used to say knee pain will be there. The question is, when I was running, when there is a knee, there will be a pain. Absolutely. But the question is, do you want to continue running, or do you want to slow down, do some walking, and then probably start? Those are the things probably to me listening to body means. For me, it doesn't mean that listening to body just stop. I don't do that. So there was a time when I had a severe knee pain, so I went for treatment and all that. But I did not. I asked my orthopedician and my doctor said, "Can I stop? Will I be able to run?" He said, "As long as you're comfortable, you can run." So I decided that I will run, but I will run in a pace which is slower than my normal. Even otherwise I will run very slowly, slower than. I said, fine. So even if it is 9 minutes, so be it. I will probably take it and run. So again, showing up every day, keeping that as a regular habit is what has kept me going. Again, I should say that the indiscipline where it creeps in is in the eating habits. Yeah, I do not follow a structured diet. I am a typical Tambram South Indian. I like all types of South Indian, North Indian food and all that. So, and I am a junkie also. Though I stopped junk foods in 2012 and all, but again, a phase comes, I start eating junk food, pani puri, all those things I do. Again, I put on weight. So the discipline isn't good eating. So if you really want to do that, only thing what I would say is probably be moderate on your eating habits. Maybe night and all, you may want to cut down on rice and then probably have chapati and all. But somehow this intermittent fasting, see, given a choice, I would maybe fast. But if you say, if someone tells me today is Ekadasi, you fast, I will not do. Something will creeps up that day only. I feel extremely hungry. So what I'm trying to say here is that you can, especially in running cannot be thrust into you. You have to develop that habit. And as a runner or a pacer, you can instill that confidence to people and make them do it. As Vidyaa said, she had a fracture, but Vidyaa and Meera wanted to give up. I know, but I was not going to give up. I said, come what may, you're not taking. In fact, I remember, they were probably, they said they'll stop or probably take an out. I said, no way. Even if it takes 5 years, we will do together. That's fine. We may not get a medal or fine. That's fine. At least the sense of pride is there, no? sense of accomplishment. So that is the confidence we want to instill. And what I believe is that has a cascading effect in all forms of life for you. It doesn't end up with running. That probably cascades to your family, cascades to your friends, because in running, that positivity, what it creates, it cascades, and you probably do that. And in running also, you let go. You see, especially in running, is let go is the major thing you need to do. And invariably you will do it. Your body will not allow. If a guy is running to you and he overtakes you, for some moment you may want to do, but you cannot keep pace. Yeah, how many people you will keep pace? So then you define your boundary. So the running teaches you. Don't be competitive. Don't be competitive with others. Probably you can do that. Be competitive to yourself to prove. Again, don't say competition. You prove it to yourself. Automatically things will happen. Records may happen and all that. But you see, I have to surpass his record. Then the whole thing, probably the whole attention shifts elsewhere. So then probably you're not working on yourself. That's what I found. When I found that I have to probably do. It's not, and again, I must say, it is not that it's all these things have not happened to me. Of course, it has happened to me. I have compared myself with a lot of people and all that, but sooner or very soon, I realized that that's not right. That's not right. It's not going to work, and it's going to have an adverse impact, because then you will start giving stories to yourself, excuses to yourself, and then probably under philosophy, what's going to happen for running here? And people will say at this age, a lot of doctors have told me. In fact, one neurologist told me that, why are you running so much? And probably it's not right and all that. In fact, I will come to that. And how much time we have? We have about 20 minutes. So So what has happened is running has given me that very positive influence. Showing up every day has helped me to probably stay in touch with what's going on, with networking with people and all that. And it has also helped me have a positive outlook with family, the values, what you care for, integrity, what you care for. All that happens in running. Running is one thing, it has enhanced my integrity, I would say. I should running has taught me never I should think ill of others. As for running, it's not that I don't know. I started running at 50. It will be foolish to say I didn't know all that earlier. But running has reinforced those things again. I can never think of, because each one has their own strengths. Work with them to play on their strengths. So those things it has reinforced to me, and then I also understood that you cannot force running beyond a point to people. I'll give an example. So in my family, my wife, my two daughters, and a son. So we used to do something called the family 10 by 10. So in 2014, we started doing 2014 or 15. I don't remember the year. Every day, 10 days, we'll run together. So at the time, the kids were the children were in school. So we could do every day morning. I used to nag them, wake them up, and do. So my wife used to walk, and we used to go. So we did it for 3 years. Then for fourth year and all, then I think kids were growing bigger. So they were in bigger classes. They had classes and all those things. But I was trying to force them. Come what may, that has to happen. I did not realize that they are not able to make time. They are able to do that, but in their own time. So I cannot force that all should do 10 by 10 together at the same time. So then we decided 10 days we will do. Each one will do at their own time. One day, the final day, all will do together. That worked. Even now, but last 2 years, that also didn't work. And thanks to Corona, probably it has come. Probably that. So that's one thing that's still a kind of thing I'm trying to instill. But I also realized that I cannot force. I can say my second daughter has taken up running. My wife walks, but other one people are busy. They do their own bit of exercise and all that. So you can instill confidence by doing it, but it's not that you should probably beyond a point. Because I do a lot of FM, I should not force people to know FM is the best. No, whatever running is best for them. They say me, if they are good at 10K, I know Usha ma'am does 5K religiously for me. That's her confidence area, 5 to 10K. But she said 21K. So there is a promise that with Usha ma'am I will do 42K. I still promise that I will do it with Usha ma'am one day. That's a promise. But so everyone defines their own boundary. So and again, some of those other stories, I would say that running, we have taken up the 16 by 16 we did in the Alibai, and the Mogo we did, and 16 by 16 we did, and 16, 17, 18 I did 16 by 16, 17 by 17, 18 by 18. Then 19 by 19, I'm not too sure I did. Yeah, 19 by 19 I did not do. 20 last year I did a 20 by 20. Last year I will come to last year and talk about that. Corona had a very bad impact on people, as it had an impact on me as well, in terms of instead of binge eating, I started binge watching. So I used to watch all kind of serials, whether it is all Malayalam movies I would have seen at the time, all Telugu movies, all masala, because that's a let out, because after working from home from morning to night. So from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. I used to watch. So with the result, and then all those, this serials, Friends and all those kind of things, you name it, I used to do that. And during that time, the company was junk food. So with the result, I put a lot of weight. So 2020, I did my, up to March, lot of running. April, May, give up 2 months. I put on a lot of weight. I went up to 78 kilos. I said, what's happening? I could not, then, and for, as in everyone, it shows, body shows, you start gasping. There'll be breathing problems when you try to walk fast. And to prove a point, if you start running, you cannot run more than 3-4 kilometers. All that happens. So that's what body tells you, boss. Just wake up, be disciplined, come back to your, pull up your socks, of course, and probably do that. So then I decided no, I should again come back to discipline. So on September 9th, 2020, I said every day I will do 10 kilometers till how long I can prolong. And there was that time at the Dharmendra Kumar and I used to get inspired by, Siddesh Hanumantappa and from Bangalore. A lot of you know he's an avid runner. He used to do FM every day and almost, he finished 100 FMs last year itself. So had Dharma, had that 100 days of 10 kilometers. So I signed up. I think that's the best thing happened to me, I would say, for last year. Then I started doing it from September 9th. I started running at least 10 kilometers every day. And when you have signed up for something, you will find time. Either in the morning, evening, night, you will find time. Work will be there. Work used to be a lot of work, especially work from home. Sometimes I feel, because you are working from home all times, you are sitting in front of computer, work is kind of more. So then I decided I will find time. So September 9th, much to the displeasure of a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends told me it's not running. You are not doing good. You're high, you are old, all those things. But somehow it was working from me. So I during that time I did 10 kilometers every day, and then I did 20 kilometers, 20 by 20 I did, and kept myself busy and with dietary habits. So that momentum really set in, and I could get back to for the first time in my life, because and that thanks to Chennai runners at that time last in 2021 we had that, and we didn't have pacers. Otherwise I would have gone for pacing. I could put my personal best for 441 for FM. I don't think that will happen again, I'm thinking. But nevertheless, I did that. I did for about non-stop for about 200 days. Then I said, no, I stopped with the Ooty Ultra 90 kilometers on April 1st. Then I took a break, essentially because I was not taking my vaccination, giving reasons for running. Then on April 8th, I had to take my vaccination, and then immediately I got fever in 2 days. So then the drop happened, and then the second lockout, I was forced to probably again giving reasons, so I was not running. So now again I've started resuming. So three things I want to say, and then probably close it. One is outdoor or indoor, I don't mind. I know people know me. I'm so crazy. I even run inside my house, much to the discomfort and this one of my family. I used to do that, and during these times and all, I have done a full marathon inside the house. It's really bad, I must say, but somehow I was determined. The mental, I said I will have to do that running, so I have done it. Outside car park, I used to run. So running, if you decide to run, you will find space again. So that's what I have found. So without giving excuses, today that's what I said. I have to do something before I come to this series. So after a long time, I got up very early this morning around 5:30. So I went out, went up to Marina Harbour and came back. So after a long time, I have completed I did a half today. Feeling very happy about it. So that's one of the reasons that I've been able to share that. Otherwise, probably I won't be talking so fluently, and I must say, because running gives us additional adrenaline to and pumps me up. And one more thing I want to say is that barefoot running. One thing I really am enjoying is this barefoot running. Again, in YMCA tracks, I started. I have done barefoot running for all distances, of course, but I will not advocate barefoot running for anything more than 42 kilometers. Me personally, there are people who will not advocate barefoot running at all. We are not talking about that. Barefoot running is good, provided you take all the precautions in the sense that and you have to be comfortable. You have to be comfortable. If you are thinking that something is going to happen and poke me, then probably it will definitely poke you. I can tell you, you think about it, within a kilometer, something will poke you. But you have to take precautions and see the road. So barefoot running is one thing which I have taken up, and I found desirable results. So last year also, thanks to this virtual running, I signed up for a lot of events. Thanks to Usha ma'am knows that she's part of that group. We signed up for the temple run. There are for 21, I think for 21 weeks, They signed up every temple. There are about a lot of temples dedicated runs. So religiously I did that. So come what may, I did that. So those signing up for those things at least makes you, if you sign up for something, you have a commitment. So I and I also during this time, running has also made me very spiritual, I must say. Spiritual in the sense that it's not that religious. I'm religious, no doubt, but spiritual. So when I'm saying spiritual, the meditation, or probably the inner peace and calm, or probably those things I get through running. So spiritual running and spirituality are two things which keeps me going, in my day-to-day life. And for during that time, I must say, you must have heard about Mahaperiva. Most of you know Kanchi Mahaperiva. Most of you may not know his own brother, Purvashwa brother. It's called Sivan Sar. He's also very big yogi, okay, very, very powerful yogi. So he has said two things, which he has written a book. He has written a magnum opus called Eni Padigal Mandargal. But so there are certain things what he has said. So first thing is that, so the first thing what he said really he has stayed with me is that if you commit to something, honor it. Otherwise, don't commit. So I try it. It's not that I honor all my things, but I try it. So and one way of doing it is I sign up. If I sign up for events, so then morally or I'm bound, or probably so I have to do something. That discipline comes in, come what may, and you will find time. You will make time and probably do that. So as I told you, during this this streak of running 100 or 200 days, there was a time where I used to go to Tanjavur, drop my son in Sastra. I ran in Tanjavur one day and then came back here. We landed around 8:30. Then I went for a run. People were thinking on the road. The cops were asking what's wrong with you guys and all that. What's wrong with you? But if you make a commitment, people may call you names here. That's fine. But it is for you. It is for you. The day you decide it is crazy, stop it. If you think it is not crazy, but of course you have to, but it is not. I'm talking about the sense of balance has to be there. But what I'm trying to say is, don't get carried away by what people say. If you believe that you can do it, do it. But be sensible. There is a very thin line of difference between self-confidence and foolish overconfidence and foolishness. So which side of the line you are, that no one will tell you. It is our own judgment. Many times we err, many times we are on the right side, but all that only comes by showing up every day and doing things every day. And lastly, in my running journey, I have had the opportunity to meet with so many legends. To me, they are legends. They are role models. They may not, they are role model, they are inspiration. Kannan sir, Usha madam, who are there in this meeting. To name a few, VPS, Dr. Anand Nath. I can keep on saying, these people, Dr. Lakshmi Sundar, these people are Ali Bai. So these people, if I start rattling, there are so many of them. These people have inspired me so much that I keep learning from them. There is a guy person, many of Sri Kumar Rangarajan. To me, he is ultimate. Okay, he's a legend. He runs 30 kilometers every day and all that. But if it is suddenly he will decide he will not run, but he will not. But when he starts, he starts. So he is of that type. Then we have my Neville Bilimoria, and then we have our own group. There is a group we are close to. There are people like JJR, Mogo. Lot of know Mogo and I are crime partners in crime. JJR and I did 12 hours run. All of you did costumes and all that. So in running is one thing. Enjoying is other thing. So for me, it was a balance. I still say I will continue to run and continue to have fun. For me, both are equally important. And thanks to Almighty and thanks to all my friends and in India, all over India and other places, I'm able to do that. I want to leave you with only three things. One is count your blessings. There are lots of them. We can look for reasons which are there. Probably just count your blessings and keep moving. The very fact that all of us are living and hearing this is a blessing now, in the situation where we are in. So let's take that positive. Second, share your happiness. You know, it is like, I say running is like, arithmetic. When you divide happiness, it multiplies. Do that. And then if you commit to something, honor it. And have fun always, guys. So I really enjoyed talking to all of you for the opportunity. I thought it will be extempore. I hope I could give you some gyan or kada kalakshepam, either way I put it. And thank you again for the opportunity. I will leave it saying that, always say, Tatron Tukron, Wodron Kalakron, Vanga Vodalam. Thank you, Vidya. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Pa. சரவடியா இருந்தது. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது. Absolutely, I'm amazed. I thought people like you are people who will be very curt in your diet, in your sleeping, in your exercise. I guess you broke all the barriers and you said, adala onnu kedaiyadhu, I eat what I want and I keep running அப்படினு. So happy to hear from you, sir, and lots of comments. I don't know where do I start. I loved your 10 into 10. I loved your family, running, because many a times I have seen that men are able to run, but when it comes to their better halves, they are always, the priority is so different. It is like, what to cook for breakfast. So, many a times we don't get out of our houses because when we come back, the workload is so much that we feel it is better. Very few women are, kind of gifted that they can come out of their house and start running. And I guess you just broke that myth and said, like, as a family, you can really get together and run. And the way you said how you started, your humble starts, how you ran up without money in your pocket and you walked back. I mean, this 1 hour has been super amazing to have known you in depth, I should say. And I love the way you said about pacing, that you love to have the last bus for helping many people. And I was in your last bus once upon a time. So absolutely amazing to hear your story. And it is more inspiring because like you told about last year, and you spoke about your yo-yo body. We call it in the medical terms the yo-yo body, when your weight drops, picks up. And generally, as a woman, if I have to understand this, we go through hormonal imbalances with a lot of everyday life. And our bodies also work the same way. We go through this yo-yo body. And sometimes we are, at crossroads. We are thinking like, I didn't eat much. I did what all I could and still I have not lost weight. So, and then of course, your tryst with COVID and how you bounced back, and never say die attitude of yours, and the last punch dialogue which you gave. தூக்குறோம் ஓடுறோம் something. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. I've got lots of people who have sent their comments, but before that, I would like to thank Kripakar sir for really introducing me again to you. And he said that, you should bring Govind Mama on board. And I'm so grateful to Kripakar sir. I call him Kripakar Anna now. So I would really like to thank him and you for making it happen. And Usha ma'am for introducing me to Kripakar sir. So I think it is a super chain reaction. And Kannan Sarapati, I should not even say, because it's a periya list, but anyway, I'll try to make it as small as possible. Sir came as an expert speaker and then became a mentor to our everyday exercise. And today he's a family. I don't even want to call him as Kannan sir sometimes. Sudama and Kannan sir have become a part of us. And To see them every Tuesday morning, so well coordinated t-shirts is like, oh my God, it's so beautiful to look at them. And thank you so much to all of you for joining in. With no further ado, let me start reading the chat box so that you'll be able to see what was your inspiration and what have you done, the magical touch of yours. So Usha ma'am says, amazing person, true spirit of running, selfless person, wonderful experience shared. Rukmani ma says, your point, it is your body, your mindset, and only you can understand yourself. Running to complete the race is more important than take it as a competition. Super, you have such great ideas. Thank you, sir. Usha ma'am says, yes, Govind sir, my 42K still remains a distance dream. Hopefully, definitely it will be with you only. Kannan sir says, Govindarajan, you amaze me with your running habits. Very few like you can do this kind of running every day. He has a question. I'm sorry, Sudama has a question. What kind of diet you advocate for runners? So that's a question for you, Mama. I want you to answer.
Again, so as I said, so I will say this. So if you are a vegetarian, probably, and if your weight is pretty little decent and all that, just stick to regular food. Take a lot of that's what I do. What I do is take lot of vegetables, and less rice. Probably I take one katori or davara sadam. That's all. In that I probably divide with all the three helpings. And fruits are very important. I would say probably, yeah, taking fruits, any type of fruit is good. If you don't have a medical condition, any type is good. Any type of fruit and fiber, I would say. And before the run day, if it is a long distance, running, if you are doing a 42 or something, or 21 or a 42 or an ultra, I would say probably, carb loading is important. Take some curd rice on the day before your run. That's what does make. Otherwise, keep it simple. Don't complicate. My only request is, don't even complicate the supplements and all. Please, I would definitely strongly encourage to think twice. I would say, I again, one thing also I have learned from running is never say not, no, or something. So பண்ண மாட்டேன் அப்படி சொல்லாம பாசிட்டிவா சொல்லலாம். Think before you probably even want to take it. Okay, no, so those things may work for people who are probably professionals. For us who are going to enjoy it, stay normal. Don't try to do something abnormal. That's where the body gets confused. If you try to do something beyond that, that's where it gets confused. You keep your habit. And another thing is, build it progressively. One important thing I must say, don't start anything abruptly and expect results. It will not happen. Definitely it will not happen. Build it progressively. Today, if I start doing I can tell you, after a break, when I start again my 5 kilometers, it takes about 50 minutes to 1 hour. So slowly only. So build it progressively. Diet also, build it progressively. Don't cut down diets drastically. Sugar free for 2 months. No, because then the body will crave. Then you will bounce back. Then what happens is, when you start taking it, body will come back with a vengeance, and then probably you'll put on more weight. So if you are going to do something, do it in a sustained way. So for that, moderation will be good. If you are taking coffee, tea or something, if you don't want to take sugar, fine. Or a little bit sugar, fine. Black coffee, fine, maybe. But don't say for 2 months I'm going to do not sugar, and 3 months again I will take. Then it may work for someone, I would say. Probably. So again, it may work for your body or something. It may work for someone. But for me, I found, do something which you can sustain. That is what is very, very important. But again, I must also say, if you are used to taking junk food and all that, it's very difficult to curtail. So up cheat and eat. Maybe it's okay. It's okay. Once in a while, we have to do that. If it is not, if we don't do, that will not happen. Once in a while, but don't make it a habit. Problem but I start with once in a while and it becomes a habit. Now I'm vilifying chips like anything. So that's a problem. So that is the problem. So keep it simple, ma. So that's what I would say. Keep it simple. Normal diet. Take a lot of proteins, and for vegetarian protein, dal and all the soya maybe help, and lot of vegetables. That should do. I can tell you, your body is a wonderful thing. It can help you. You சொன்ன பேச்சு டெஃபினட்டா கேட்கும். அது நம்ம அது மாதிரி அதை வச்சிருக்கணும். அது அப்பதான் இல்லைன்னா நம்ம போட்டு அதை கொஞ்சம் படுத்தி விட்டோம்னு வச்சுங்களேன், அது கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆயிடும். அது கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆயிட்டு என்னடா பண்றான்னு சொல்லுவோம். அதனால so suddenly if I start doing a 42 or something, it will get confused. Like, after a long time I did 21 today, I struggled. Let me say I struggled. Last 3 kilometers I had to probably do some run walking. Heart rate went up and all that. So I know, boss, build it progressively. Who asked you to from 10k immediately? Who asked you to go to 21? I said maybe 10, 12 and all that. So that is how even on dieting and all that, do it progressively. If you want to reduce it gradually.
Awesome. So அடுத்தது again we have a lot of appreciation. So Mini Ma'am says amazing determination, perfect overall personality development. Ravi sir says I like his concluding remark, happiness is crazy arithmetic, it multiplies when you divide it. A wonderful session. And N Swaminathan sir says to everybody, Govindanna, you're truly inspiring always. Thank you so much for all your advices. Parvati says wonderful session, wonderful experience. Thank you so much, sir. And absolutely, it was a awesome session. And it is like, we felt at home listening to you. And I had my own reasons for calling you before our 50th. Because I wanted a finale, and the finale it should be the best. So before we have our celebrations, I wanted the best finale, and whom could I have thought about but Govind Mama. So thank you so much. I'm clapping on all our behalf, and now you can unmute and you can wish Govind Mama.
Govindarajan, I still remember we used to meet in number of marathons. ஒருத்தர் அண்ணான்னு கூட்டுப்போம். நான் அவரை அண்ணான்னு கூட்டா நான் ரொம்ப யங்கா ஃபீல் பண்ணுவேன். வைசி வர்சா அப்படியே. And Dr. Vidyaa is not only a pacer for you. என்னுடைய ஒரே ஒரு full marathon in Bangalore 2015, he was my pacer. I tried doing full marathon. என்ன 7 கிலோமீட்டர் கூட்டும் போய் ஃபினிஷ் பண்ண வச்சார். அன்னியோட full marathon விட்டுட்டேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் பண்ணல.
ஆமாமா, கண்ணன் சார்ல கண்ணன் சார்.
I just love my half marathon. I'm enjoying like what you said.
Correct.
Do what you like. Avladhan.
Correct. Thank you, sir.
Enjoy your run. We love your attitude.
Thank you.
Yes, Govindarajan sir. என்னைக்குதான் நான் எனக்கு ஃபுல் மாரத்தான் உங்க கூட ஓட போறேனோ எனக்கு சத்தியமா தெரியல. என்னைக்காவது நடக்கும் நினைக்கிறேன்.
நடக்கும். இந்த வருஷமே நடத்திடலாம். ரொம்ப வெயிட் பண்ண வேண்டாம். அக்டோபர்ல பண்ணிடலாம் நம்ம.
பட் நீங்க சொன்ன எனக்கு அந்த கமிட்மெண்ட்ங்கிறது எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். நானும் அப்படிதான். I commit, I do it. எனக்கு இது ரன் பண்ணணும் நீங்க சொல்றேன் இல்லையா, நான் ரன் பண்ணலைன்னா எனக்கு போர் அடிக்கும்னு. அந்த மாதிரி தான் நான் எனக்கு அந்த ஒரு ரன் ஒன்னும் இல்லைன்னா அட்லீஸ்ட் ஐ ஷுட் வாக் a 5 kilometers. அது பண்ணலைன்னா எனக்கு ஒரு மாதிரி ஆயிடும்.
You forgot to mention something about Govindarajan. He's not only a road runner. He used to run 12 hours, 24 hours stadium runs also. He participated in number of stadium runs. அதெல்லாம் நம்மளால திங்க் பண்ணவே முடியாது. 2 மணி நேரம் ஒண்ணா போறோம். 24 hours தான் ஓடி.
நம்மளால கிட்டக்கே வரவே முடியல.
ஐயா அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணு இல்லம்மா. அதெல்லாம் எல்லாரும் பண்ணலாமா? அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணு இல்லம்மா. அதான் சும்மா இல்ல ஜாலி. அண்ணா அதுலதான் அண்ணா நீங்க கண்ணா அப்படி சொல்லாதீங்க. 12 மணி நேரத்துல நம்ம 2 மணி நேரம் ஓபிலாம் இருக்கே, அதெல்லாம் யார் சொல்லுவா? நடக்கிற மாதிரி நடப்பான். அங்க பாத்துட்டா ரொம்ப நாள் பார்த்த மாதிரி இருக்கு சார். ரீசனே இருக்காது. வெயில் அடிக்கும். பக்கத்துல போயிட்டு
கூட ஒரு 100 மீட்டர் ஓடிட்டு நானும் ஓடிட்டேன்னு சொல்லிப்பேன்.
சூப்பர் சார்.
வெரி நைஸ் சார். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. 10 மணி நேரம் ஓடுறேன். சுவாமிநாதன் சார் நீங்க சொல்றீங்களா?
இல்ல அண்ணா உஷா மேம், சுவாமி எல்லாம் ஓடுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி பாக்கணும், ஸ்டார்டிங் லைன்ல பாக்கணும், அப்புறம் பார்க்க முடியாது. அடுத்த ஈவென்ட்ல தான் என்ன நம்ம பண்றதுக்குள்ள ஒரு பண்ணி முடிச்சுட்டு அதுக்கு போயிடுவார். போர் அடிக்கும், அதுக்கு போயிடுவார். சாமி என்ன ஆமா
தெரியுமா, மாமிக்காக திரும்பி வந்து கூட்டும் போவார். அப்புறமா ஒரு ஓட்டம் அது ஒண்ணு இருக்கு.
சூப்பர் சார், சூப்பர். Thank you, ma.
நான் உங்களை பார்த்தா இப்போ after 3 months gap I am going to start running from tomorrow morning.
வாங்க ஆரம்பிச்சலாம். ஆமாமா சூப்பர், சீக்கிரம் சூப்பரா கண்டிப்பா.
after a long gap
பண்ணிடலாம். சூப்பர், excellent. Thank you Vidyaa. Thank you for the opportunity, ma.
Absolutely. And proud privilege for me, Mama. And thank you for being a part of Get In, Get Fit series. And for all those people who've joined us right now, our next episode is going to be the Golden Jubilee Week celebrations. And we have planned something amazing for all of you. So next Saturday, July 10th, from 10 a.m. onwards, we are going to have our session. Usually the session is 10 to 11. But I know the Golden Jubilee would extend. So that's why I'm saying 10 a.m. onwards. It might extend maybe for another 20 minutes to half an hour. So keep yourselves free. And in case, as of now, I'm getting an overwhelming response. So I don't know how to accommodate everybody on Zoom. So I might be going YouTube live. But I'll share all these information with all of you. And please invite your friends and family, because we couldn't have spelled success without each one of you. So thank you to all the expert speakers so far. Thank you, Govind Mama. Thank you to the entire delegates here who have assembled. Thank you, Kanan sir. Thank you, Usha ma'am. Thank you, Kripakar Anna. I guess, the list will just be endless. And obviously, thank you, God, for giving us this wonderful opportunity to connect. Even though we are online, but still we are very close to each other's hearts.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Happy running.
All take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Kanan sir. Thank you, Kanan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vidyaa.
Thank you, Kanan sir. Bye.
Thank you so much, Swaminathan sir. Please keep coming. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you.